Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is May 6th. I know I can't believe it. 2024, and this is the SOS show. James Lott Jr. I'm the super organizer from JLJ Media, Super Organizer LLC. It's me, folks. It's me. And I am here with another episode. I have a guest. I have two. One's returning guests, but we're all friends. So we're going to all talk together. I asked some new questions for her. And one of my newer friends, both from NAPO, San Diego, when I did my talk there, I get to meet them both. And they're here. They both have their own organizing. Of course, my first guest in the corner over there, Bethel Munoz, has real life professional organizing. And then down below, your new organizer for you guys out there has Be Organizing. That's why you better be organizing. Alex Brzozowski. Hi, Bethel. Hi, Alex.
Hi, James.
It's so good to see you guys. So before we start, I do my thanks and gratitude. And this thanks and gratitude is actually very targeted because my birthday is in 4 days, and I'm going to thank every single person in advance for their love and support on my birthday and around my birthday. Every year, I'm surprised every time the love and stuff that comes to my direction from the fans to my friends to my colleagues. I really appreciate it. Last year was a rough time for my birthday. That's I was taking care of my mom. So this year she's doing better, and I'm still here. So I'm looking forward to celebrating it. Plus, I'm turning 55. I don't understand how old I am. I don't know how that happened. I counted backwards, and I was born in 1969. I'm like, how did that happen? So I'm turning 55, as my aunt says, double nickels. And I'm very excited to do that because some folks don't make it. And I've made it. I'm an old war horse, and I plan on being here for another 55 years. But I want to thank and give gratitude to everyone, just because you guys are all so sweet to me, and it doesn't go unnoticed. As you get older, your birthdays mean different things. So it's been really touching. I'm missing people who are not here, like my brother and grandparents and things like that, and my stepdad and all them. But the folks who are here, I do live in gratitude that you're here to celebrate as I turn a senior citizen. That menu, I'm ready for that menu. 55 and over, I'm ready. Let's do it. I have my AARP card already. I already got it already. I got it. I'm ready.
I get it.
There you go, ladies. I'm a little old right now. I feel crazy. It's kind of crazy, but I think I'm holding out okay.
You look great. Happy early birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. And so all the other May people have birthdays this month. It's your month also. So it's kind of great. So ladies, welcome to the show. Well, welcome back and welcome to the show. I have this is a question that I get all the time in my coaching practice and people want to start a business. And it's the number one question I get first. How did you choose the names of your business? And so I don't think I asked you that, Bethel, last time. So I want to hear from both of you guys, but also I want to know, is it still the same name you had from the beginning? Because some people do change names sometimes. So we'll start with you, Alex, because you're our newest member of our chats. Be Organizing. I mean, it's great. Yeah. It's like simple, great, makes sense.
Yep. There's actually a story behind this. This is good.
I like stories. Thank God. It's like
It's good. It's good. So my last name, it's a twofold. I started with I wanted B in the name. I didn't know it. And when I was coming up with when I decided to be in the industry and decided to pick this and start a business in organizing, I was like, all right, what am I going to do? And what do I want people to feel? And it came with, what do I want them to feel? And I kept saying, I just want people to just be, just be. And then and I was like, and my significant other at the time, he looked at me, he goes, yeah, I like that. And I said, oh my God. And he said it like, just be. And I said, oh my gosh, people used to call me Miss B.
Oh, how funny.
And actually, because of my last name, in all my notes, I'm talking my best friends, everybody called me just B by my last name. So it became a thing that not only is it just being, it's also my last name, and in a way, but we just use, just BE instead of actual just letter B. And that's how, and it used to be Be Home and Digital Life Organizing. Then we ditched all that other stuff and we just put Be Organizing. We don't even do physical organizing anymore. We do digital, but still we stuck with Be Organizing And that's how that came to be.
I love that it's a double meaning.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. It's a double meaning, but I like that, Ms. B. I like that.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I like that. That's very good. No, because names are. I mean, mine was super organizer, and I looked up. No one had it. I was like, no one has it. And like for you, no one had be organizing, be organizing. Like isn't that crazy? You're like,
It is, and there is a company out there, Be Organized. Um, but I couldn't take that one. So I went with Be Organizing, and actually my clients like it better because they're like, organizing doesn't stop. You're not just organized, you're in the act of organizing all the time. And I'm like, you guys are so smart. So it worked out. There is so that
yeah.
there was that component.
That's good. Bethel, yours. You are real life professional organizing. What's going on, girl?
Yeah, so I wanted to do something with my name, but other people had all taken it, and none of them have the last name Swift, but there's like Swiftly Organized or like all these variants on it. And then I was like, okay, but what do I really want to communicate similar to Alex? And I'm like, well, I just wanted to communicate that I wasn't there to like rainbowify their books or something, like I was talking like real day to day, like help for, and also because I was planning on doing help for hoarders as well. So then that kind of felt like, there, I didn't want to imply some level that was going to be like unattainable or whatever. I wanted them to show like, no, this is just to get you like to a real place where you can function and all that stuff. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's also another double thing. It's like we're talking about real life
yeah.
and the organizing process of real life. And that's
Yeah.
a very so and no one had it. Like no one had it.
No, and I think there was like an Instagram handle out of New Jersey, but it hadn't had any activity for a couple of years. And it was like slightly different anyways, and somewhere else, but nobody had like registered it. And to your point about changing it, I have not changed it, but I do regret that like my email address has the whole dang thing. So people have to type that in. I repent about that one.
Well, no, that's when I first started this show almost 10 years ago, which I can't believe. It was called the Super Organizer Universe Radio Show. I was like, screw all that shit. I got rid of all. I'm like, that is all too much. So after a year, made the Super Organizer Show, and then I had a person that coach tell me, you should even shorten even more. It's still part of the name, but SOS, like you're here to help. I was like, oh, what up, bumps? That's my whole point.
Love it.
You can change names. That's something you could. I mean, I guess for your email is part of your. I guess you really can't change the email because it's part of
domain names. That's where the domain names
right
get in the way.
Yeah, those pesky to name domain names. Yes, it's great.
Yep.
That we need them, right? So we need them. But that's cool. I mean, because people ask me all the time, like I'll come up with a name, or someone has it, or they have a variation of it, or I can't think of a name. I know folks like that's an important part of it. It's like I always tell people you want a name that you both have done it that describes, and I've done it too, describes kind of what you do. Yeah. Like you be organizing. That's so I mean you're like right. It's like you be organizing. I mean I kind of getified it a little bit, but I love it. But that's I love it. Like you be organizing. Yes. That's right.
Yep, you be organizing.
So when you chose to stop the physical stuff, and because digital is very important, people don't realize how important digital is. What was that decision process like? Were you just like, I'm tired of this. Let me just focus on the digital side of things. Or what was that process for you?
Yeah, that's a great question. So so backstory is that I actually always only wanted to do digital organizing.
Oh, okay.
So I never even wanted to do the physical. The reason why I did it was, and how I even knew I wanted to do digital was because my background was in the law world. So I was a paralegal, and we were 100% paperless, which is crazy for law firms at that time. Like this was back in from 2008 till 2012. I was at two different law firms, a big giant one and a smaller one, both 100% paperless, which is just crazy. Even now, people are shocked by that, especially law firms. So it's a big deal. So I really got to see the processes in now. So I really wanted to do digital. I was like, I love this space. I wanted to own a business. I started not to organize. I started to actually want to own a business in organizing. So but then at the time, at that same exact time, this is 2012 again, and I'm figuring out what to do, doing market research, and nobody knew digital organizing. So my partner at the time, he was like, you know, he did a bunch of research for me as well. And he's like, could you just get in the door by physically organizing and then sell the digital? And that's what I did. And then COVID hit and we couldn't go to homes anymore. And our digital clients, it was like, we could still work with you remotely. Like we did a few people remotely before. Wow. Via Zoom, yeah. And we can remote in their computers and we can take control, everything. I mean, it's like seamless. It's actually better than going to their house, to be quite frank. And so we were doing that before, like with a few clients, but then during COVID, it became fine, like normal, and it became acceptable. It became just a new thing. So although we lost our physical organizing clients for that time period, and as time went by, the more comfortable we got to see our clients becoming, and the more that we got new clients in digital organizing, it was like, we don't need to go back. And I went to my team at the time and I was like, what are your thoughts? What if we just decided that we don't want to go back anymore? And everybody agreed and was like, let's do it. Let's make the jump. So I did have support with that, you know, the team behind me, and which helped. And but it was a big decision. I mean, we lost a lot of business overnight. A lot of people did. We weren't the only ones, but we were just blessed enough that we could easily shift and pivot, right? This is the word. I know it's the word, right? Yeah. And again, it was like, oh my gosh, finally. It was a huge weight lifted off my shoulders. And even to this, like I had opportunities. It was crazy because at the same exact time, I had people coming to me trying to sell their businesses, their home organizing business. Cause there was one of my good friends was retiring in the industry. And I was like, you know, it's just not, yeah. Could I do it? Absolutely. Is my heart in that? No. Like there's another, yeah. So that was what happened. That's
yeah. No, that's very smart. I mean, it's one of those things that it's funny how you got to do what you want to do in the end. That's kind of the fun part. Like you end up getting there. It may not have been the route you had hoped, but then it got you there. And that's, you know, for me, I want to stop physically organizing too. I have only a few clients I physically organize. I'm more of, I want to do the teaching, training, meetings. I have courses. I do all these things, speaking engagements. Yep. I started that before the pandemic in person. I started a series of classes. I had a thing called Brunchionizing, where I would go to your house with 10 people. We'd have mimosas. I teach you how to organize something. We started, and then the COVID hit. And so now we're doing, and Zoom, of course, y'all got to Zoom and the virtual stuff too. But so I'm at that point again where I'm back to speaking more and I'm doing more of that. I'm like, so I get the route may change, yes, make it a different way, but for you, it ended up getting to where you wanted to go in the first place. And you were ready. And you were ready.
Yeah, it was very ready. It was perfect timing. It was great and very necessary. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. Now, Bethel, I'm gonna ask you a whole separate question. And I'm going to ask you also saying like Alex, but I want to ask you this because for you, we already know what you do and we've got on the show. It's wonderful. But you went to conference. You went to Summit.
I did, yeah.
But I want to know for you, because I would kind of follow up from we had you on this last time. How was it for you?
Well, there was one thing that was really lacking, and that was missing you.
Damn,
you're like, where is he? We would know if he's, yeah.
Oh, before you start, so folks at home, and the folks here, I thought I made an announcement before, but just made an announcement. So I caught COVID for the second time right before, and I think I know where I got it from. I went to an event a few years before, and I think I got it from there. But the thing is, I would give a shout out to Mindy, who was going to give me the run of the whole place. She was like, James, do whatever you want. Bring your camera, your microphone. Everybody was like, I would tell everybody, James is coming back. I'm coming back. And so I would give her a huge shout out because she gave me free reign. And I showed her my outfit, I had an outfit, and everything was ready. And then I started feeling sick. I was like, something feels weird. Why do I feel? And for me, both times I've gotten COVID, I've gotten this extreme fatigue for some reason. That's the thing I get. Where I couldn't stay awake. But
Yeah.
I literally couldn't walk. I gotta lay down, and I'm like, man, I was just out for like 15 hours. So
Oh
for like
yeah.
3 or 4 days, I was out. But I had called I had called Mindy, and then I sent her a video. She didn't get it until later. I said I was crying. I showed her my
Oh.
test. I go, this is my test. It says I'm positive. Look at the lines, and I was like, I was so. I mean, I was seriously excited to come. And so it was in my backyard. It's in Long Beach. I live in Inglewood. Like, it's
I
right here.
I know we were like, I'm like, well, maybe he was just coming for the day. Like we were like holding on to hope, and then I was like, I'm gonna message him because I want to see. I know we would know by now if he's here. But okay, so
Wait, you went. You guys went, but so I mean, your experience.
so aside from that, for me, the value, because I have done quite a bit of conferencing as far as like the publishing side of things, like more on the author side. And so I don't go to a lot of sessions usually. Like I just I'm very choosy about which sessions I want to sit through. Because I'm not a good sitter. I get like sciatic pain and all that.
Okay.
But so for me, the best part was just connecting with people like outside of that. I'm in the author and publishing SIG, I think that's what it's called. And so they met in person. I was able to do the guest, like a guest pop in, whatever visit for the hoarding SIG. And that was pretty cool. And so just like all that kind of stuff. And then, of course, seeing the the organizers let loose on the dance floor was like a real highlight, of course. And then I also was able to stay the final night. They had the NAPO social,
Yes.
which national, for those who don't know, National Association of Black Professional Organizers.
Yep.
So that was for members and allies, and so I was able to go to that, which was pretty awesome as well, because it's hard to meet a lot of those organizers in person because it is like more like national. Of course, I know Jen D from oh, I forgot the name of her. I think it's just Organizing with Jen D, or
it is.
Yeah.
Organized with Jen D. Yeah, Dubois.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also go there too when I was there. So no, I love the ladies over there. No, it's I for me, I know when I've been to several and I've spoken at several, the whole thing. I got a natural high being around other people who like organizing. I can talk organizing 24/7, 7 days a week, all the time. So you're there, and everybody, you see all these smart people, everybody from around the country, and they're just like, you're all here. There were some great speakers there too. Some of my friends were speaking. They're there, so there's some great speakers I know in this thing.
And one more exciting thing, we got a business partner while we were there, because remember we were talking about last time, we were talking about like that was one of the things. Yeah, she signed up like while we were at conference, and she's like amazing energy, like kind of like you, just like really boisterous and excited and ready to go. So yeah, I was pretty happy about that one.
Congratulations. Now wait a minute. So is your term over now as president?
So it will be, what is it, like a week
15th.
from now, something
Yeah,
like that.
May 15th,
Yeah.
And who's the incoming? Who's the incoming?
That Julie Minnie.
Okay.
Julie Minnie. Yeah.
Hi, Julie. Come on my show, Julie. Come on my show.
Yes.
That's great. That's good. So you did your job. So you're passing the crown to the next person. Love that. I love that. And Alex, so you went, and what did you think?
Oh, it was great. I actually, I really like the new format. I know some people don't, not everybody loves it. I do. I really like it. It's, I can take in more in the format that it's in. And I like the different tracks they have now. It's great. But this time, I went last year, and I felt like this year I was able to make my relationships deeper.
Okay.
And I felt more settled in a weird way. It was really bizarre. And I don't know if that was because of proximity. It was a quick drop, from us down in San Diego to drive right up to Long Beach is not a big deal, or what. But I just immediately started just connecting with people on a deeper level, to the point where I'm actually like became friends. And I hadn't really done that outside of our chapter. Like, I mean, I have, but not, it was deeper.
Yeah.
Which was just wonderful. And I did love the presentations. I went to some really great ones and got a lot out of it. And what I really thought was so interesting, the difference between last year and this year, is the discussion of AI and how that came into play in a lot of, even if you're not going into a conversation just about AI, because there was like a talk about AI specifically, and then there was a what did they call it? A breakthrough, or back-end business lab. That's what it was. There was a back-end business lab about it too. And I'm talking outside of that though. Like it wasn't just in those. So I really was fascinated by that. And also just not, it would be, I was already utilizing it, but becoming less worried about using it, you know, like getting more comfortable with using it and that, oh, other people are doing this too. I'm not, you know, just the only one out there. I mean, I know people are, but in what we do in our space. So I thought that was fascinating.
I never thought of, it's funny you brought someone brought this up to me recently. I never thought of, so I'm in two businesses. I'm in the media space, I'm in the organizing coaching space. So in the organizing coaching space, AI isn't scary because you can think I could use this to help me write things better or for research purposes. Like there's things you can use it for. But then I'm also in this other space where we're marching all last year on strike, so it won't take over our jobs on that side. So it's a weird. So for me, I'm going. It's good for this because it helped me write up certain things for my brochures or whatever, my flyers. Over here, going, don't take my job as a host away, or with with certain kinds of AI. So it's funny. I never really thought about our side of it until recently. So it's funny you said they were talking about that. They brought that up.
Yeah, and it was more related to copy, more and not even. And it wasn't even that, oh, it takes the place of hire a copywriter to write your brand necessarily. Right. I think of it as more like jogging your, like brainstorming almost and utilizing that, but not necessarily fully like there was always that, like, there's still that human element that
it's not there yet. It's not there yet.
Yeah, it's not there yet. And not that I think that it should be, but there is a worry, right? Like exactly what you said, the writers, I mean, all of that is I can see why that is a huge, huge issue.
Yes, no, I do too. But you were kind of not nodding your head about the AIs. What are your thoughts on the AI for organizers and that kind of stuff?
Oh, I'm terrified on all fronts. I'm the opposite.
I love it.
I need Alex to come comfort me.
I love it. Point counterpoint. I love it. Yes, you're scared. So you're scared.
I just am. Yeah, and like I think we talked about it a teeny bit in the author like Sig and actually one other lady, Standalin, you probably know her too. She we ended up talking about art. We had a whole conversation about mixed media art because we're both into that. And so I was just like, she was going to go to one of the AI things. And I was like, I can't do it. I need to just bury my head in the sand. I can't even learn about it right now. Like, I was like, I listened to the Joanna Penn podcast and she's always upbeat about, positive spin on AI. And I was like, I just have to like fast forward through those parts. I was like, la, 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 I can't.
No, it's a little scary, but I've noticed that it's not quite human yet. Yes, they probably can make it close as they can, but I'm looking for in my coaching stuff. Sometimes I can use it as like an add-on or a thought process to get me going on something. Yes. But it'll still be in my name. It'll still be in my feeling and my tone because they can't replace that so far. They can't replace that. So it's like a tool. I would try to look at it that way on that side of things. Like it's because sometimes we're really busy and we just want to, like say, copy, just write. I need a paragraph that says this. You can type it in a few words, they can give you a paragraph. I mean, and my soul.
Right now, I am my husband's AI.
Oh, that's so funny. I love it.
But have you noticed on Facebook, like if you want to go search like a group you're in or for a person or something, like now it says ask AI. So like now I don't want to like look people up. I'm like, I don't want to ask you anything. I just want to type in the person I already know.
Right. That's so funny. Right. I noticed that recently too. I'm like, where'd that come from?
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. That part. But it's funny. But no, I'm choosing to look at it on that side of things that right now I can't replace organizers, obviously, and coaches. It's just that it's a good aid for maybe when you're really busy and you're just like, I need 3 sentences to say this and I want to post it. Okay, got it. Or I need that image that's really quick and got it. But in my other field, yes, we're all worried about what that means. You can't be replacing us, do interviews and stuff. Like, no, I want to still be here and I have an AI person doing it. That's the part that's scary. But yeah, in organizing coaching, I think it can be a little scary. So, Bethel, I'm with you on that end, but Alex wants to with you on that. I'm on both sides. I see it both. We just got to monitor it. We just got to see what happens.
Yep.
As we go forward. But you also had interesting weather while you were here. I know a lot of allergies were apparently people were crying. I heard while they were there because all the allergies. Because I know it was kind of bad, but it was sunny on one day, and then it was kind of weird one. Like it was. So how'd you guys? I mean, you're from San Diego, so you know how that goes. But was it fun seeing folks react to that?
It was funny because I think people don't expect rain in California.
Nope.
And it rained, and it doesn't rain a lot, but we're just having a weird couple of years, I guess. It's been kind of well, just in our winters,
right?
Quote unquote.
Yes.
But it was, I feel like people from the other states, I guess, because I don't know. I didn't get too much of a feel other than, I guess we had a lunch or a dinner. What do you call it? You could go to dinner with other people and connect. And you Bethel and I went. Bethel and I, we went together to the same restaurant, and some people bailed because of the weather.
Yeah.
Which was interesting because we had to walk outside, and then we got seated outside. So some people were like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. And, and I mean, I get it. But it was like only like 50, maybe like 50, 55. Right. I think was what it was out. Like, it wasn't like 30, but for us, and for those from the warmer states, it definitely, chilly.
That's
Meanwhile, I got like a sunburn from the heat lamp thing.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Oh my God, it's crazy. Yes. Oopsie.
Yeah.
We're going into late spring and we're going into summer. For both of you both do different things. How are your summers in general? I know the last few years have been different, but just kind of when you're in your businesses, because a lot of people tell me, is it bad in summers? Are people always gone doing stuff, or is it busier in summers? I'm like, that's a good question to ask you, because I know you both do something different. Just depends on your clientele. I had 1 year, I had a lot of families. Just happened that way. I had like 6 clients that were families, and the summer they were gone the whole summer, off and on. They went on, like the kids were out of school, so they had to,
Yeah.
So I got a little slow for me. But in other years when I had a lot of businesses, it's just the same all year round. So I'm just kind of curious about you guys, your business. We'll start with you, Alex. What is business like for you late spring into summer?
Yeah, I would say consistently kind of what you see, but what's really interesting is people think organizing always that people make their New Year's resolution and they're going to dive right in January. And they're like, oh my gosh, your January must be crazy. And I'm like, no, that everybody has committed to themselves to do it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
But they're going to try to do it themselves.
Yes.
And then months later, and usually that runs into like right now through June, they come because they're like, oh my gosh, it's already going to be summer. And I haven't done anything, and I can't believe almost half the year has gone by. So we get those people sneaking in.
Oh yeah.
And then yep. So that's kind of funny.
Yes.
So I would say things actually pick up for us right around now until about July. And then July, we have like, sometimes people then go on vacation if they have kids, we have those people kind of simmer out, but then start in August, kids go back to school and it's like gun ho. Oh my gosh, the kids are gone. Yes. So it's really only a couple weeks there that we maybe, and it's not even consistent because we still have the people that are like, oh my gosh, it's summer. And I still, I'm nowhere closer to where I want to be. And because I thought I was going to do it all myself. And even people who, what's funny too, even people who may have gotten us to help a little bit before, and they're like, okay, I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to do it. All of a sudden they're like, yeah, I'm not going to actually do it.
You get that phone call or email. You're like, I got it. When you really come? Yes. I guess it's in a date. Yes.
Yep.
No, you said something that's never been said on the show before. And I've done the show 10 years almost. And that is the truth about the New Year's resolution. Everybody thinks James. I'm like, no. January and Friday. I said, I'm busy through the holidays up to January.
Holidays.
Oh, yeah. Busy. January, it kind of
So
stopped.
crazy.
And you're right. January, February, it's like people are just like they're doing their own thing. And March, spring cleaning. That's
March, yep.
And then you said the folks you say they just I tried to do look what I did. And I'm like, yeah, I see what you did. Okay. Exactly. Bethel, so you're shaking your head like you agree. So what's so tell me your side. So
No, I thought she made great points. I must say though, this is my third year in business, and I have not been able to have those. Like, I think Alex, you've been in business longer than me, right? Or
11 years, yeah.
yeah,
woo,
yeah,
come on,
a
girl.
lot longer.
Yes. Yeah, a lot longer.
So
Well,
I
no,
haven't
Bethel,
noticed
you were
any
in business
trends
before, kind
yet.
of, Bethel. You came back. Remember
Well, I mean, yes, but I mean like full time. Yeah, so I haven't noticed the trends yet, and I do feel like for me, it's changed from year to year. Like I feel like last year I was doing a ton of moves. This year, not so much. It's more other stuff. But I am also trying to really push my husband's business. He's a handyman contractor, so I've been doing a lot more for that than for my own lately. And then I'm going to end up taking at least a 2 week, maybe more break because I'm trying to get my next surgery done. It's been almost 10 years. So hashtag endometriosis awareness or whatever, but I'm trying to get that second surgery done because it's definitely time. And so, yeah, I'm trying to like prioritize that. And yeah, then maybe I can like come back and be the Energizer Bunny and like a whirling dervish and help people clean up.
Well, but you did bring up something that's also interesting is that there's moments where you said all of a sudden you have 5 moves in a row. It's weird.
Yes.
Like all of a
yes.
sudden, all your clients they're all moving. I had that
Mhm.
last year. I had 3 clients all packing up and moving,
Yeah,
and I was like,
yeah.
it's kind of crazy. And I had to figure out my own self, like how am I going to do this so I give everybody what they need and how they're going to
Mhm.
work. And they were all different. They're all had different needs.
Yeah.
So that's fine. But then there's sometimes you have a lot of kitchens, I guess, or bathrooms. All
Yes.
it's really weird how that it's not planned either. It's like just you just get clients.
No. Like today ended up being all paperwork. Like I shredded so much stuff today. But it was like, yeah, lots of shredding.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just never know.
All that dreaded.
But that's what I like about it, you know.
Me too. No, I do. I like the unpredictability. I like that it's our day. All of our days are different every day. That's the beauty of what we do. And I always try to tell people how our business is so vast. I said so with you. I want to go back to you, Alex, with the digital organizing. So that includes. So tell me. So for the lay person out there, tell me what exactly that actually entails.
Yeah, so we help people with their email management, actually organizing it, creating file systems, putting changing a lot of, it's interesting how much physical organizing, there's a lot of mindset in that comes up. And it is a lot in digital, maybe even more so in some aspects in a different way, because we're talking more how people are prioritizing themselves and their time. Because a lot of it comes like we're in their email and we're going and you're thinking, oh, I'm just organizing email. And all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, you're emailing to-dos to yourself and you're keeping it in your inbox and we need to move it out of there. But when are you going to actually do this? And so there's this like other element in changing our perspectives on how we look at email is huge. So, and that's just one aspect. And then it goes into calendaring and task management and setting up systems for that and putting up boundaries. People hate that word, but setting some rules for yourself and expectations for others to follow, that is very relevant in what we do, more so than just, oh, I'm going to only keep this amount of emails. It's also, I also need to let other people know, whether it be my family, my team, my friends, my whatever, what is allowed to come in as well. Like there's another layer to it. And then we do photos, of course, your phone photos, your files, your folders, your bookmarks. Oh my gosh, people love their bookmarks and their tabs. Oh my gosh, their tabs. I just was talking to somebody recently and she was like, I have so many tabs open. Like she had like, I forget what she said. Oh, it was over 200 tabs on her phone.
I'm looking at my computer right now. I have 10 tabs open.
That's not bad.
Is that bad? Okay, it's not
That's not
bad.
bad.
I
No,
have
that's not
like
bad.
70 on my phone.
No, my phone, I have only one. I put it down. I'm like, nope, we're not doing all that.
That is amazing.
Goodbye.
That's amazing.
Goodbye.
That's awesome.
That is amazing. But like what to do. So like we help people figure out what to do with that information. Because why are they keeping it there? Because it's actually not helpful. Just all like you got 70, Bethel, and it's like, how do you find that one that you need?
Right. That's why I'm like, oh my God, I could have 70. I would go crazy.
Right. So we're like thinking about things like that and actually doing like moving that stuff to where it's actually useful and can be looked back on and utilized. So it's also compartmentalizing like, okay, these type of things go here, just like you do in your home. But it's like, it may be, utilizing a note-taking system like Evernote. Maybe it's using your notes on your phone and you have like, because I know people have like restaurants they want to try or hikes and they have a book and then they have this workshop and they have this and they have that and they want to remember it, but it's just all in these tabs. So when you need it, it's not easily recalled and you may not find it when you actually need it. And then what's the point? So
yeah.
I need her.
Where's that
She knows I need
restaurant
her.
I wanted to go to? It's somewhere in here.
I know, right? But so we help people with that. Like, it's like, okay, what is the best place for this? What are you using currently that we can easily, modify this slightly where you have a place for it? So we also love Pocket. Pocket's a great, like, have you heard of that one?
Yeah.
Where you can save something that you want to read later too, and you can tag it. So, and then you can archive it once it's read. So you can always look back on it though, and do a quick search. It's really awesome. Kind of like, and we love Pinterest, organizing your Pinterest. Yeah. So you can actually use it. Like all my recipes are on there and then they're within the board, they have folders and it's awesome. And so using those tools and really, it's really anything in the digital space we can help with. And then really getting it all together into one, whether that be just like I said, like your photos all in this bucket over here and your emails. Okay, this is what that's going to look like. And then we're going to move the attachments and actually file it within your folder system, which is here. Right. And so setting that up and having a lovely system for all of that.
Well, I want to tell Bethel. So my mother, several years ago, her phone just turned off. And she had the phone for a bunch of years. And I didn't know what was going on either. So let's go to the store. Let's go to I think it was T-Mobile or what? No, AT&T or AT&T. And the guy started laughing. He's like, well, he got it back on. But he's like, but your phone is basically your text hoarder. And so I know she was good. But for her thing was, what's where I save all of my pictures that I get in text. And they literally said, when you say, well, why don't you just save them to your phone, put them in a folder for photo? Like there's photos, there's an iCloud, like there's all this stuff. She didn't realize that, but her phone was so bogged down and heavy that she had to get a new phone. The phone was like, I'm out. Thanks for the service. It's like we can't do nothing for you anymore. So I helped her with a few of her pictures, like the grandkids or whatever. It was like, but she was saving them. I said, when I get pictures, I take them out of the time, I save them.
Yep.
But she wasn't doing that. But I guess it was bogging down her text. She had like 11,000
it does.
Something. I was like, oh my God.
And too, what it will do, this is like another weird thing that phones do, is it will also, so it'll take up space in your text for that photo, but also when you save it on your phone, it takes up space. So you have to make sure you delete it from the text as well. So it's not taking it up in two spaces.
She's like, oh, we're like, oh.
This is too much.
I think
it's the problems are real. It's real.
I think so.
I thought of Alex because I've downloaded Libby. Do you guys know about Libby?
I've heard of Libby.
It's so amazing. So I had Audible and then I was not happy with it because it was always the same narrator and like not enough book variation and whatnot. So Libby is the library version, and there's another one too. I can't remember the other one, but yes, I've been listening to I'm reading again because I'm listening to all these books, and there was one on minimalism, and then the guy was talking about like he went real far in on the minimalism, like he doesn't have anything hardly anymore. but he took pictures of everything, including stuff that you're like, really? Was that necessary? And I was thinking of you because I was like, dang, like, how does he find the pictures he actually wants when he has like bogged them down? Like, worse than like, which I do that with like the screenshots that are supposed to remind me to do things and definitely will not in that format.
Right.
But like, I can't imagine if I was just taking pictures of like objects, you know, in the world. But yeah, so I thought it was that.
Well,
I'll tell you.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I'll tell you one thing about like doing digital, like for photo organizing. I definitely think twice before I take a picture. Like it's one of those where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to deal with this later. And you know, yeah, isn't that funny? It's one of those where like I'm like, don't take so many of the same picture. Like, please don't. It's one version. If we're all smiling, please stop. Like, you don't need to keep going because then I have to sit there and decide the best one. And if there's less best ones to choose from, it's going to take up less of my time and be a lot easier.
The amount of stress that went into choosing the photos for the NAPO Summit reel.
Yes. See?
It was too much.
It's too much. So it's like if you limit, so I'm really good at like, I'll be like, nope, one picture's good enough. We got it. We're smiling. Our eyes are open. Okay, done. Like, unless it's really bad, then I'll be like, okay.
That's hilarious. I love it. That's hilarious. I love it. Oh my God. I love it. I never even thought about it before until you said that. Now I'm like, oh my God. I'll take a bunch of pictures. I know Dad did. I go, I'll take like 7 or 8 pictures before you can choose from. Oh my God, I shouldn't do that. Oh my God.
No, I do not. I'm like, no, please don't, please stop. Like, just stop. I went away this weekend and somebody was so kind to do it because most people do want that. And I'm like, in my head, I'm just like, don't just be done, you know, just it's good. It's good. It's all good.
You're like, I'm very photogenic. Just go with it.
Yeah,
just go with it. Just go with it. Even if I'm not, like, I don't even care. Like, I don't want to deal with it later.
You're like, my eyes were closed. It's fine. It's fine.
Yes.
People see my eyes open all the time. They don't.
They don't need to see.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I never thought of it before. That's so funny. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be thinking about that now. To think about next pictures. For my birthday, I'll be thinking about that all the time.
Yes.
Oh
perfect
my God.
Example.
Oh my God, that is funny.
So we shouldn't make a 55 picture collage for
55. I'm right. Yeah, 55.
You can. No, that's totally fine. But you just don't want a bunch of pictures of the same thing, just like slightly different. You know, like it's just like those. Like it's that like where you're like, oh, my head's tilted. Oh, and now it's a little less tilted. Like, oh, my hair, you know.
Pose. Like, do I say 2 different poses? Like,
yes, do a different pose. Like you just, you know, and it's fine if you do, but just be very like, you just don't want to. For me, you're saving yourself later. And you're thanking yourself later too. And in situations like that, Bethel, where you're making like the reel, and so much easier.
You know how I solved that? Because, you know, I have a ginormous family. So when I was going through the backlog of like childhood photos and trying to like, I was like, okay, like don't over organize, you know, just so I'm like, okay, so each person had their album and they can see the pictures that they're in. So if it's a group photo, they could be, you know, if they're not in it, they don't get it. So I did that for each sibling. And then, but then like for the, like all the like sibling pictures, it's always that way, right? Like somebody's looking crazy. Somebody else are like,
yes.
So I was like, okay, we're just gonna like scan 6 of the like scan them together, like as a page, and then that just goes in that person's album, and they can pick the one that they look the best in. And I'm not gonna sit here and be like, okay, you look good in this one, and you look good in this. Like, no, like, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we should do an online test or something one day. It's like, okay, one day we're gonna have Alex help Bethel. That's what we're gonna do live.
Yes, please. Bethel needs help.
That's hilarious. But I'm seriously going into my birthday weekend and everything. I'm gonna seriously think about this. Oh my God, this is so funny. I'm gonna think of you guys. I'm gonna think of you guys. I'm gonna think of Alex going, no, James, just one shot.
Stop yourself now. You will thank yourself later.
I'll probably be drinking, so I gotta make sure I really get on top of it.
Yes, and make
I'm
sure.
like,
Oh my
take
gosh.
another, take
Yeah,
five.
I was gonna say take another or take one of my foot because I don't know what I'm doing and it's just taking pictures all over the place. There's that happens too. Which then I suggest using your time that you're waiting for things to delete that.
Oh yeah.
So if you're waiting in line, you're going on a flight. I always love doing it on airplanes because nobody's bothering you and it's such a mindless thing to do. Or even in the bathroom. Let's be real.
Yeah. I'm either reading an article anyway or something, so I might as well go to work.
Exactly. It's like, oh, let me just
Yeah.
do this real quick. Easy peasy ones.
But you're right. It's like recently I was looking at something, I go, I have all these nice little pictures, and there's like a picture of the floor.
Yes.
Like, where did that come from? I don't remember taking that. Or like a series of great pose photos, a blurry picture of a wall.
Yes, yes. Or a video, like a 2-second video where you're like, what is this? Am I actually doing something?
I know, it's so weird. It's like, it's always like one or two pictures. Like, where did that come from? I don't remember.
Yes, yes. Screenshots where you actually take a screenshot of your phone. You
Oh,
know how
yes.
in your pocket, you know, when you pull it out, sometimes, I mean, I do it. Everybody does it. And it's like, yep.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I love it. I don't. Well, see, folks, y'all need a digital organizer. That's great. But I mean, it's one of those things that make, in all seriousness, it's kind of funny. People don't think about that at first. They think about the physical organizing stuff,
Yes.
the paper, the others like that, all that kind of stuff. But they don't think about that. Is your desktop working optimally? Because actually part of that is, and your phone, like, why is it slowing down? There's actually reasons behind that. Why your computer isn't working as well. Why does it freeze so much? There's so much, or why am I losing out on storage? Am I not having storage? What's going on? I remember my phone. I love my phone. Does a thing. I go through at least once a month, and my pictures will say duplicates. So I'm like, I got duplicates, but I just say merge them. I say just merge everything. I get rid of them, and it might be 75 pictures that are duplicated. That's actually a lot of pictures.
Yeah, absolutely.
Photos are sitting there. So I've noticed that a couple of times. I'm how it happens, but I just think that digital is something that's really good for
it is, and in businesses too. There's a lot of we work a lot with businesses too. So we work with individuals and we work with businesses, but the businesses, they have they miss opportunities and deadlines, and so there's a whole other aspect to the pain. Like besides the overwhelm and the stress of just looking at it, but it's that, oh, I'm actually losing out on something. Like I'm actually losing money. I'm losing time. I'm losing clients. So that's been really interesting as well to see that impact of the benefits of it. And one other aspect that I didn't talk about, and it's something that's been more and more relevant is, and it came up in a presentation with another organizer there. She was a talk, she does digital organizing as well. And her name's Kate Carfunkel. And she is you know her. And she's wonderful. And she was talking about your assets, your digital assets. And so I, of course, had to go to that because we're doing that. Like that's something I used to work in estate planning. And it was everything, but where's your stuff? And where's the actual stuff? Like, where are your bank accounts? Where's your liabilities? Where's this? Where's that? It's basically your life, right? Where's my stuff and where to find it? And we help people put that all together as well. We actually created like a product for like an actual PDF for our clients for this to go through with them, because you may get your estate plan from your attorney, but then what? Then where it doesn't tell you where, it's like, oh, I want my assets divided this way, but it doesn't say what your assets are. It's really, people don't realize that unless you give specific gifts. It's very interesting.
Yeah, well, I'm a certified divorce coach, and so one of the things that I do is that because the ABA recognizes us because we come in, it helps with those billable hours that lawyers are busy with and charge. Plus, they don't want to deal with the minutia.
Nope.
Of who
They
wants
don't.
what and what wants what. How's that? And they're fighting each other. So they want us to. So I get hired by a law firm or by a family. I handle all that. So when they get to mediation, then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we figured it all out. This is what we're gonna do.
So you get all the information together.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
It was funny because I did my general. I went to Coach Training Alliance, folks. I went there, and I did my initial just general coaching, and then I was looking at other classes. I actually had a credit for. I had a credit or something. It's like you can do this other classes. And I was like, what else is there? And I'm like, divorce coaching. And I talked with an instructor there, and she told me the whole story. She's like, "Oh, this is like a really big deal. It's beginning. It's growing." And I said, "It says recognized by the American Bar Association, the whole thing." And literally, you're already an organizer and you're a coach. You're doing those two things, and just for whatever, our pricing is a little cheaper than lawyers. Obviously, you know this, Alex. Obviously,
I do.
so for the client, it's cost effective. For the lawyer and the law firm, the law team, it's less work they have to worry about.
Yep.
So I was like, that sounds interesting. And I just tried. The course was great. I had some great instructors, and I took it. And I'm a CDC, which is
I love CDC. Yeah, I love
awesome.
that. I never even thought of that aspect, and it's so needed and necessary. And I'll tell you what, we dealt with people. So where we came in, where it was on the law firm to take over, was when somebody passed away.
There's that too. Yes.
Or litigation. So then I'm sitting there going, excuse me, I know your loved one just passed, but where's all their stuff? You know, and where's, where can we find the password or where's their account number for this? Or is this account even existing? Or what are their accounts anyways? And people looked at me, they're crying. It's so, it's an awful thing. And that they're going through. It's nobody's going to an attorney normally for like something fun. So
so I can help. So we can help them. I can help them a lot. And be personal enough. Be personal enough.
Yes.
Do it and say, okay, we're going to organize all the accounts. We're going to get them all this. Let's dig through the papers.
Yeah. Let's dig through.
Let's dig through the papers or digital. Let's go through the file. Yep. And see, and that's what we do. So I tell people, folks, it's actually it's a worthwhile certification.
I love that. I love that you're doing that.
I just celebrated 10 years as a life coach, so this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I would tell so folks, Coach Training Alliance, great organization. Look them up, great organization. There's other places to go to too, but I like the instructors, like my girl Lori Cameron, and I would give her a shout out. They were all great, and I learned a lot. And and people always ask me, how many you have all these letters after your name? The letters mean something. I did go to school for these things. I know it's a big joke for everybody. It's like, you have all these letters. I do it on purpose. I showcase all my letters on purpose. But I worked hard for them, kids.
Yes. So. I think it's great. I think it's such a great service that you're doing. I just love that. Love it.
But see, it goes back, as we wrap this, I can talk to you guys forever. But as we wrap this up, it's like, that's the whole thing. I want people to know that what the three of us do and more and others do is we can hit any aspect of your life. I don't know, ladies, you can think about, I can think of any other profession besides healthcare where everyone could use us from 2 years old to 92. I can, because I mean, you can teach kids chores, chores to end of life, to retirement. There's a whole, we really, digital, paper, home, health, divorce, this, that. Organizing
is true. It's true, and it's so personal because like you were saying, Alex, with the like death, like, and everything. Like I have a couple of clients who are dealing with paperwork stuff, and it does merge a little into the digital because like you're saying, all the accounts and stuff, but sometimes the paper trail leads you to finding like, oh, we need to know how to get into this account and stuff like that. But yeah, like it's after a loss, and especially a lot of dementia is coming up with in my clientele, and so they need people who are understanding, people who they can trust. And that's like, from when I worked with seniors, I did senior care for a while, and that was one thing they taught us about like dementia, is that the gut feeling that somebody has about you is the last thing to go. So they might not remember your name. Like I had a client who had very advanced Alzheimer's, and she didn't remember my name, but she would, like, when she saw me, she'd be like, oh, hi, do you know where everything is? And like really warm, because she remembered that I was like nice. And when there was a shift change, when the other lady would come in, if it was this one particular lady, she would kind of like bristle and be like, and behave very differently. Well, we found out that that lady was really rude and was trying to put her to bed like as soon as she got there so that she could like just have an easy shift and not have to, and she didn't want to go to bed. Like, she was an adult. She could go to bed when she wanted to.
Right.
And so, yeah, we found that out like later, but like that was like the way that she received each of us was so different. And so that's a thing that even if they are on the path to dementia, they know that they can trust you. Like they can just like feel it, that you're trustworthy and that you're going to help them and that you're not going to be trying to pull something on them. You're just going to help them like navigate these difficult, times. And yeah, I think that's one of the things that I think that's maybe one of the reasons like it's so easy to connect with other organizers is because we all know that we're in a helping industry and we, are just want to make people feel better about themselves. A lot of people feel like badly that they've let the dishes pile up or they've done, and it's like you get to come in there and be like, it's cool, we'll fix it, and that's just like a really beautiful gift to be able to give people, I think.
Yeah, and knowing they are worth it.
Yes, 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 100%. Actually, I had a talk with a client recently where there were a lot of flies in the house, and I was like, oh, you should get like one of those little fly zapper things. And the client was like, like before you said that, like it really touched my heart what she said. She said, if before you said that, I just thought I was telling myself, well, the flies will go away when I stop living like a pig or when I stop living in, in this kind of, and she's like, and then you said that. And I was like, oh, I guess I could get rid of them now, and I'm like, yeah, like any little improvement is an improvement. Like, let's get that quality of life going, and,
right.
And it's true that sometimes like when we just get stuck in our stuff, we're just used to our 72 open tabs. We need somebody to tell us that we can close a couple and life will still be okay.
She's like, I'll be calling you tomorrow. Like,
yes. Bethel, you know where I am.
Yes.
I'll see you soon. No.
Speed dialing.
Yes. I know.
I'll see you soon. You're like, also a ding dong. You're like,
yes.
All right. Like, hi, let's get here. Coffee, let's go.
Yep.
Handle it. That is hilarious.
Absolutely.
Ladies, thanks for being on the show. You guys have to come back. I'd love to have more discussions with you guys.
Thank you for having us. So wonderful being on your
pleasure.
show.
And I may be coming down to San Diego again, so I'll let you guys know for something.
For sure. Please, it'd be great to see you again in person.
Yes, in person. We have to have lunch or something and have some laughs.
Yes. Would love that.
Or happy hour or something. Just somewhere we have some laughs.
Oh, happy hour. Heck yeah.
That's even better. I'm thinking happy hour. Yes. Okay, so we have Bethel Munoz, who's with Real Life Professional Organizing, and Alex Brzozowski with Be Organizing. I want each of you to tell them where they can find you. It's your turn to present your businesses. Alex, you go first.
Be Organizing. You can find us online at beorganizing.com and also on Instagram. Everything is at BE Organizing. I spell it out just in case. And yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Bethel.
Awesome. I'm at Real Life Professional Organizing on all the socials, and website's the same. And then for my author stuff, if you're into poetry, I'm bethelswift.com.
Yes. And I'm where all James Law Juniors are sold, at James Law Jr. on all social media platforms. Also, the Super Organizer is also on Facebook and is also on Twitter. And we are everywhere. ALOTOFHelp.com. That's the website. This show is on every streaming service platform you can think of, all the way from Amazon, Apple, iHeartRadio, and Google. Well, no, Google's gone. I don't do Google anymore. Amazon, Apple, this is all new stuff. Spotify, iHeartRadio. Just type in this show. It's here. And the granddaddy of them all, YouTube. I just celebrated 12 years on YouTube also. And we're on there. I know it's crazy. Almost 2 million views on YouTube. Very happy.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I know. I've been working my buns off. So folks, check that out there too. Super Organizer is a whole playlist of wonderful, wonderful organizers, including Bethel in the previous episode. I always tell people all the time that this business, I can talk about it forever because we're doing such amazing work. There are so many people out there. If you're afraid yourself to contact an organizer, come to me. If you want to hire one of them or hire anybody else, come to me and I will do the connections. I'll make it as easy as possible for you. And for new organizers are out there floundering around there is NAPO, napo.net. Check it out and see what they have to offer for you over there. Check them out, especially. And about coaching, I'm also so like this Coach Training Alliance or ICF, the International Coach Federation. Check them out also. They have all kinds of stuff there too. I'm part of all that. And I want to thank everybody again. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you.